My reaction is, honestly, I mean, I'm impressed by Lutz's work ethic and how he has worked his way up the ladder. Wasn't a guy who got favors or got jobs because of who he knew. It was because of what he did and how he performed. And so I respect that about him. But and you say, well, is he a sure thing, or will he win the news conference at OSU, or is he a dazzling hire? That's for you to decide. I'm just saying he has a really impressive body of work, and to have gone to places like A&M Corpus Christi and then also Western Kentucky, and to win big in those leagues and to get into the NCAA tournament, have very competitive teams, very impressive. He'll get to Oklahoma State now. The NIL dynamic is a much different animal in the Big 12, obviously, than it is in the Southland Conference or Conference USA, but he'll have to learn that part of it, and I'm sure he'll have staff members who, can help navigate that. But there's no such thing as a sure thing in sports. And as we saw, I was just thinking, who would have been a guy who maybe didn't get any fanfare at all when he was hired? How about Bill Snyder at K-State? What did he end up doing? Only one of the best coaching jobs in sports history. And then you thought, more recently, Scott Frost gets the Nebraska football job, and you think that's a perfect fit. Holy moly, talk about perfect fit. And a can't miss situation. Well, it missed big time. Scott Frost, Nebraska, before he was fired, his records with the Huskers were 16-31 overall and 10-26 in the Big Ten. So you just never know. On the surface, first glance, first reaction, I think Steve Lutz is a really, really successful hire for Chad Weinberg. What will it look like in 3 years? Time will tell. We'll see. That's part of the beauty of this. But the Oklahoma State basketball program is, I can't say that it's in the ditch. It's not broken to that extent, but it's wobbly, and it has underachieved for a long time, a long, long time. And OSU, really, for that matter, OSU has, it just depends on whether you view the Eddie Sutton years as having been the standard or an anomaly. And because OSU was tremendous during Eddie's 16 seasons at Oklahoma State. And so, but OSU should get in the tournament, NCAA tournament, three or 4 years out of every 5, and should be consistently in the middle of or in the upper half of the Big 12 standings. That hasn't been the case. This year was brutal. Offensively, the program needs an identity and better possessions and better shot selection and all of that. So here's Steve Lutz, a native Texan who has spent a lot of time in Texas, presumably with great connections in Texas with regard to recruiting, which still does matter to some extent, because it seems to me you've got an advantage going in. If you recruit a guy, develop that guy, establish the relationship, you got a lot better chance of keeping him if you have that relationship going in. So even though the portal wreaks havoc on rosters the way it does, recruiting still matters. So do I like the hire? Yes, I do like the hire of Steve Lutz. I haven't met him yet, don't know him. Talked with Tim Bart. Tim says that Steve Lutz is a soft-spoken, witty, personable guy. And he said also, this is a rarity in the coaching game, but he said Steve Lutz, he's never heard anybody say a bad word about Steve Lutz. So weeks of speculation and oh, good grief. I've written about everybody from like the coaches I mentioned earlier to John Lucas III to several others, and Doug Gottlieb and whatever. So here we are, though. Chad Weinberg's biggest hire to date since he took that job, since he became the AD in July of 21. This is Chad Weinberg's first real big ticket job hire. So we'll see how it goes. I appreciate you watching.